Coincidentally, over the weekend, Patrick Mahomes, Chiefs quarterback, spoke with Jarrett Bell of USA Today about his own contract. And when we talk about quarterback value and APY, when Patrick Mahomes got to $35 million per year, he really pushed the bar. 45. It was at 35. Remember I mentioned 6 years ago, the guy in first place with Matt Ryan at 30. It inched its way up to 35, and then boom, here comes Patrick Mahomes at $45 million per year in new money average. But to get there, he had to commit 12 years into the future. And I remember when I first looked at that deal, it's like, I don't know about this contract. And it had this whole idea. There was some, what was it? It was some new term, guarantee mechanism. It was something we've never heard before, that ensured he was going to get the money. And what's happened since then, as Patrick Mahomes falls farther and farther down the stack, when you consider all the guys making $50 million or more per year, new money APY, again, and this is another reason why that's just one piece of the puzzle. You've got 3 guys at 55. You've got 2 at 53.1, Jared Goff at 53, Justin Herbert at 52.5, Lamar Jackson at 52, and Jalen Hurts at 51. That's the 50 million plus per year new money APY club. And then there's others, not many, but between 51 and 45, like Kyler Murray's in there. He may be the only one. I'd have to look it up. But all the way down at 45 is Patrick Mahomes. Now, why isn't he upset? Because, key factor, that the media traditionally has overlooked, but I'm trying to get more people to be sensitive to this. It takes a little bit of elbow grease to get there, but it's not all that difficult if you really want to do it. Here's why Mahomes isn't upset. Because from 23 to 26, that 4-year window, his cash flow higher than anyone else in the league. And even now that Tua has signed his deal, now that Jordan Love has his and all the other big deals in the 50s, cash flow from 24 through 27, number one, Mahomes at $215.6 million over the next 4 years. Joe Burrow, quarterback of the Bengals at $55 million, new money APY. He's at $213.9. Jared Goff, $193.6. Here's Tua at $186.1. And when you look at 4-year cash flow, and this is where it gets interesting too, because both Love and Tua are represented by the same firm. And Jordan Love's deal looks better when you look at new money APY by $1.9 million per year. But cash flow over the next 4 years, Tua is at $186.1 and Love is at $186. And you got to wonder who within Athletes First engineered that so Tua gets just a little more over the next 4 years than Jordan Love gets. And that's not an accident. 186, 186.1. That is not an accident. Somebody engineered this so Tua would come in just a little click above Jordan Love. One other point about Love and Tua that I didn't get to earlier, and I want to mention it now, even though I'm kind of going out of order, but it speaks to, I think, the Mahomes deal as well. How soon do you get back to market? That was the big criticism of the Mahomes deal. He signed up with the Chiefs for a 12-year extension, a 10-year extension. It's into the next decade. It was way too long. It's unprecedented how long he's under contract. The key is to get back to market quickly, to put the team in a position as soon as possible where they have to redo the deal. That's why Dak Prescott's contract was so damn effective. 4 years, $160 million. That's it. We're going to talk about him in a second. You've got Mahomes with that ultra long-term commitment. For both Tua and Love, it's just a 4-year extension. The teams wanted to do at least 5. That creates a 6-year commitment. And what happens is, when you've got the same firm representing both players, you can play one team against the other. You can say to the Packers, hey, the Dolphins are going to give Tua a 4-year extension, so you better give Love a 4-year extension. You can say to the other team the exact same thing. And you get them both to do what you want them to do because you're coordinating the effort. And that's one of the things that the union has been trying to get agents to do unsuccessfully for years. The players are allowed to collude. The players are allowed to work together. The players are allowed to coordinate their strategy to try to get the best possible deal for both players if you've got multiple players who are negotiating contracts at the same time. It's easy to do it when they're with the same firm. It's harder to do it when they're with different firms, but it still should be done. And that's the great irony of this. The players are allowed to collude, and they rarely do. The owners aren't allowed to collude, and they kind of do. Probably more often than we realize, in order to hold everything down. The owners work together to hold everything down. The players should be working together to lift everything up. And Love and Tua, a great example of, because even though it's not shown in the dollars, the fact that they did 4-year extensions instead of 5, they'll both be in a position where they're due to become free agents before they turn 31. And that's a win for these guys. That means there'll be another long-term contract, and maybe, depending upon a variety of factors, including health and effectiveness at the top of the list, there may be 2 more. For most positions, you get 1. Tua and Jordan Love are set up to get multiple, potentially additional contracts. And every time you come back to the trough, there's more food in it for all players because the cap keeps going up and up and up. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.